Hey everyone, welcome to the Driving for Dollars Mastery Show. So on today's show, right, what we're going to talk about is something that's very important, which is finding deeply discounted properties. If you guys want to be successful at making money and doing real estate, whether you want to flip houses, wholesale houses, buy rentals, if you want to be successful, it has to start with finding a discounted opportunity. If you can get properties at 50 cents on the dollar, which you might think is a deal of a lifetime, but let's just say, if you're not a believer that it's possible, let's say you do that every single week. It's going to be very easy to be wealthy. You're going to have to be really, I don't want to be rude, but you're going to have to be a really silly person, right, to lose money when you're getting properties at that big of a discount. You can buy them and turn around and sell them tomorrow for a big fat profit. So how do you find those properties, right? How do we find those discounted properties? And on today's show, we're going to be talking about two ways that people talk about. My favorite strategy, which is called driving for dollars, and another one that is common and is talked about is called PPC, stands for pay per click. We're going to be talking about those two and why I choose driving for dollars over PPC and the pros and cons of each. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome, right? Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon because I'm going to talk everything driving for dollars and finding discounted deals and helping you guys get your first deal and get started in this space of real estate, investing and finding deeply discounted properties. My name is Zack Boothe and I started doing window cleaning when I was 17 years old. I grew that business, but I got sick and tired of it and I didn't want to do it anymore. Even though I was kind of paying the bills, it got to the point where I could not provide the life for my family that I always dreamt of. And so I pivoted and went into real estate. But what I found is just obstacle after obstacle. I didn't have down payments. I didn't have money to buy investment properties. I couldn't find any good deals that my real estate agent was supposed to bring to me. I was just struggling to find success and I didn't know where to start or how to do it. I stumbled upon an investor that taught me how to find discounted deals, not using driving for dollars, but using a way that worked. I made some money, but I quickly found that it wasn't enough. Those struggles and those obstacles brought me to find driving for dollars and it completely changed my life. What I want to know from you guys in the show notes is, has there been obstacles in your life that has got you to success? I have found that many times the obstacle is the way, the struggles that we go through alter our lives and get us to a place that make us very happy, and we can look back with pride and fulfillment for getting through those things. So I want to know from you guys, because I do care about you, my audience. I want to know from you guys, what have you overcome? What have you done that has brought you fulfillment and brought you success in life? Let me know about those obstacles that have brought you joy. So many of you are here on my show because you're trying to find success. You're trying to get started, and maybe you're following my content and some other people's content, and maybe one person saying you got to do radio ads, another one saying do this and do that. I'm going to just talk about two different most common strategies, which is driving for dollars and PPC. So let's real quickly talk about PPC. PPC stands for pay per click. What that is if someone goes to Google or any search engine and they search sell my house fast, sell my house in your location, whether it's city or state, or get a cash offer, any of those key terms or phrases, the search engine of Google will pull up most common businesses or website that's going to answer questions or serve or help people. And so what PPC is where you can pay money for advertising to be one of the top sites. So you can go do this right now if you're curious to want to see what this looks like if you're not familiar with PPC. So you can go and search anything like sell my house fast Utah, sell my house fast wherever you are. Go do that activity right now. If you Google it, you can see that some of the top ones have like some yellow font and that kinds of stuff. Some of those top ones, people are paying to be the top person on that page. They're paying to be placed on the top end of that page because they really want to be ranked at the top. All the other ones below that, they're ranked there organically because they are the most likely. And many of you guys instinctively already know that you would rather go to the organic searched things than the ones that are paid, because the paid ones are usually not exactly what you want. And so usually you'll go down to those organic searches. So go do that activity and maybe you'll see more clearly which ones are paid and which ones are not. You can also pop up in PPC for the right-hand side for the pop-up ads. So if you search something or talk about something to Alexa, you may see it starts to pop up everywhere in every website that you go to. Let's say you're searching for like a piece of clothing or a pair of shoes, and that brand is following you everywhere. Let's say you go to look for Nike, and you'll start to see that Nike shoes are popping up everywhere, and even on Google-owned social media platforms like YouTube. It's because they are now following you because you search those terms. So people are paying to be in front of you because that's what you're looking for. So that's what PPC is. It's very powerful. It's a very incredible thing that happens. The problem with doing PPC to finding deeply discounted properties, especially if you're new, is that it's a very expensive way to find deals. Why? Because if a very experienced investor is going to make $30,000, for example, on average per deal that he gets, he's willing to probably pay $20,000 per deal. So he's willing to spend money on PPC or on advertising up to $20,000 per deal. So if you're brand new, you have to be willing to spend $20,000 to get a deal. The problem is you're not very experienced. You're not as good of a negotiator. You're not very good at turning that deal into the most money as possible like your competitor. So a lot of the times if you're new, you're competing with the best of the best. You're paying the most money possible for those leads than a lot of other marketing strategies. So it really is probably the hardest and most competitive ways to find deeply discounted properties. Where with driving for dollars, you're going to not have the same competition, right? You're going to drive around and identify the highest possible chances of selling houses at a discount, right? You're going to find the ugly houses, the properties that are have physical signs of neglect. They look like they're a thorn in the side of the owner, and you're going to reach out and see if they want to sell. And if they do, many times they haven't searched, they haven't gotten marketing from other people, right? And so you might be the only one there negotiating for that deal. So it's a lot easier to get the deal because you're not having to compete as hard. On top of that, your cost per lead, the amount of money you have to spend on marketing to find a seller, is way, way, way less. And I know that to be true because I've tested it. I've seen it. There is advertising agencies that will help real estate investors get there on the top of Google for search engine or for PPC, and they can tell you how much it costs per click, exactly how much it costs. And they can tell you that per market, per area, and it's going to fluctuate depending on how much success the investors are having in that area. So keep in mind, if you're new, this is definitely a strategy and somewhere you need to avoid completely. If you are very experienced, you have a ton of cash to burn, and this is your area of expertise, well, maybe it's a good area for you. But I highly suggest if you're just getting started to use driving for dollars. If you guys want to see it in action, you can watch my 40-day challenge and see it live. I'm gonna post it here so you guys can go see it. If you guys have any interest in allowing me to serve you and coach you on a higher level, I would be happy to do so. I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to do the driving for dollars, how to find those deeply discounted deals, and you also have access to me as your coach. You have my personal cell phone to help you through your deals. I want to see you be successful. There will be a link in the show notes so you can book a call and talk to me. So, and to recap this for the audience, right? If you're new, you're just starting out, please avoid PPC. That's how I actually started. I paid $10,000 for my first mentor. It was a complete mistake. And what he taught me to do was PPC, and how to do it, and how to go do it, and how to set it up myself, and how to pay for ads, and how to generate leads. Well, guess what? I never even generated a lead. It was a complete nightmare. Spent a ton of money on marketing that I didn't have, put a ton of money. I put almost $15,000 in marketing, and I never produced a lead, and an actual seller lead, right? I paid for clicks, but I actually never converted any of those into someone that wanted to sell their house. And it was a complete nightmare. It was very frustrating. I wasted a ton of money, and I highly suggest that is not the place to start. I want to see you guys be successful. That's why I do this content. That's why I want to help you. So please do driving for dollars if you're just getting started and you want to be successful. If you guys have any interest in allowing me to serve you on a higher level and give you the exact outline of how to do driving for dollars, how to negotiate deals, how to turn them into profits, and have direct access to me as your coach, please go book a call. You can talk to my team, myself, about the program, how it works. Go to dfdmastery.com/get started. There'll also be a link in the show notes, but go book that call, jump on the phone, we'll talk to you about the program if that's something you're curious about. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on another episode here at the Driving for Dollars Mastery Show. If you guys would please leave me a like, I would appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.